It's Friday, which is awesome, and we're glad you're wrapping up your week with CNN Student News. From the CNN Center, I'm Carl Lazouse. It's a real-life version of Fear Factor in the U.S. markets. Exactly a year after hitting its highest level ever, the Dow Jones had dropped 40% to its lowest level since 2003. It closed yesterday at 8,579 points. That was about a 679-point drop. And as you can see in this graphic, that is more than $236 billion lost in one day. It was the 7th day in a row that the Dow fell. Brian Todd adds up some reasons why.
First, the government bails out the mortgage industry. Then it decides to lend money directly to companies. Then it slashes interest rates. All moves designed to build confidence. Still, U.S. stocks tank over the past few days. European markets follow suit, and financial anxiety is felt across the world.
You have to wonder if this is going to get better before it gets worse or if it's going to do the opposite.
People start selling, it's like a panic, and then people just might jump on a bandwagon.
Georgetown law professor Donald Langvort studies investor behavior. He says greed and fear are the two most prominent emotions on Wall Street, and fear is far more powerful. Langvort says this is at least partly a fear market because of uncertainty about whether these government efforts to shore up the economy will really work.
The more we come to the conclusion, if I don't get my investment decisions right, my kids don't go to college, I can't live out my retirement without being a burden on my family. Those hot button things, they can very much influence somebody to buy or sell emotionally rather than sensibly.
Experts say once fear sets in, the herd mentality takes over. Even professional investors see others fleeing the markets and simply join in.
Okay, we'd like to bring you a little bit of perspective on this. This has never happened before in your lifetime. You're watching a sick economy get sicker, and no one seems to know how to heal it. Over a week ago, when the House failed to pass the bailout bill, stocks dropped. Then Congress passed the bailout. Stocks dropped again. Then the Federal Reserve and other international banks cut interest rates to try to turn things around. Stocks dropped. It's happening here, it's happening abroad, and it's just not stopping. Now, we are going to turn our attention to Iraq and two soldiers serving there named Biden and Palin. Those names tell you something else these men have in common. Each has a parent running for vice president. The Pentagon is considering what, if anything, to do after the election when the vice president's son will be serving in Iraq. Jamie McIntyre examines the issue.
Delaware salutes you.
At a deployment ceremony in Dover, Delaware, Senator Joe Biden said he spoke not as a candidate, but as a father, another American parent sending a child to war. 39-year-old Captain Beau Biden is Delaware Attorney General, but also an Army JAG. Guard officials say he'll likely be a military prosecutor in Iraq. Last month, Alaska Governor Sarah Palin also spoke at official ceremonies when her 18-year-old son Track left for Iraq. Officially, the Army says the sons of potential future vice presidents will get no special treatment. But privately, Pentagon officials say they are considering whether such high-profile VIPs should continue to serve in a war zone after the election. One person in a unique position to weigh in says presidential children don't belong in battle. In 1952, John Eisenhower was a 30-year-old Army major assigned to an infantry unit fighting in Korea. His father was running for president. In a New York Times op-ed, the son of the late president writes that avoiding combat duty was and is an unforgivable sin. So he agreed he would take his life before being captured because his father felt if his son were taken prisoner, he could be forced to resign the presidency to avoid being blackmailed. Now almost 90, John Eisenhower thinks in retrospect he should have had no choice but to be reassigned to a safe job, as he was after a short stint on the front lines in Korea. He writes the next president and vice president will be busy enough without being burdened with worries about an individual soldier, especially a child.
The Pentagon is quietly considering how to deal with having a vice president's son in the war zone, as well as the potential, if John McCain is elected, that his son, Jimmy, a Marine, could return for a second combat tour. In the end, the decision could fall to the next commander-in-chief. Jamie McIntyre, CNN, The Pentagon.
If you're looking to learn more about this year's vice presidential candidates, we have the programs for you. Sarah Palin and Joe Biden revealed. These special classroom editions detail the events that have shaped the lives and careers of these VP hopefuls. The program on Governor Palin premieres this coming Monday on CNN. The one on Senator Biden is the following Monday. And the free curriculum guides for both are at your favorite website, cnnstudentnews.com.
Today's shout-out goes out to Mr. and Mrs. Gardella's students at the top of Kuskokwim School in Nikolai, Alaska. What does the acronym NATO stand for? If you think you know it, shout it out. Is it North Atlantic Trade Organization, North American Treaty Organization, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or the North African Trade Organization? You've got 3 seconds. Go! The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, was formed in 1949. That's your answer, and that's your shout-out.
NATO is planning to send military ships to the waters near Somalia to fulfill the organization's primary goal, protecting the freedom of its 26 member countries. Recently, we told you how pirates hijacked the ship you see in these photos. The crew members you see are being held on board. Well, piracy is a serious problem around Somalia, and that's why NATO has agreed to move into the area to fight the pirates and escort food ships as they pass through. Finally today, a couple high school teammates are giving the image of typical football players the boot. You see, they each have something that you will not find among the hundreds or thousands of athletes in the National Football League. 2 X chromosomes. Brooke Baldwin takes the field.
In South Carolina, Friday means football. And just like any other team, the Pelion Panthers want to win.
1, 2, 3, Panthers!
But this coach is taking an atypical page out of the playbook, and his high school team is tackling sports history.
Here we go.
Already once this season, 2 teammates each kicked extra points in the same game, a feat not unheard of unless both of your kickers are girls.
I like to just go shopping and dress up.
Elizabeth Mitchum and Casey Poole are juniors at Pelion High School, but every afternoon these young ladies lose the earrings and heels for football pads and cleats.
What does it feel like stepping out on the field when you know you're surrounded by boys? This is a tough boy sport.
Well, I'm nervous every time I go out there, but I think it's mainly just because I don't want to actually miss.
Elizabeth is 11 for 12 on field goals and extra points so far this season. She plays first-string varsity, while Casey is the backup kicker.
I would love to tackle. They won't let me.
That is just fine with her mom.
You just pray that she'll hurry up and kick that ball and it'll be over with.
But the Mitchums, like the Pools, couldn't be more proud.
I'm the proudest daddy in the world right now. I get to go to work and tell all the guys at work that my daughter's on the football team.
Pelion's coach boasts bragging rights as well.
2 girls score extra points in 1 football game, a first for the state.
Well, we know that for sure, and we're not sure about the national part of it, but we think it is.
According to the National Association for Girls and Women in Sport, this team's triumph could be the first in the nation. It is not unheard of, though, for girls to play high school football. Amanda Bolander is just one example, playing wide receiver for Sandy High in Oregon. But it is a trend that is gaining ground.
The more successes you see, I think the more girls are going to want to, try to do it, and I think they'll be successful doing it.
That's an idea their more traditional teammates are starting to run with.
She's got a great leg. I mean, she's like her sister out there. You don't want to see her get hurt.
Yeah, make sure you get under, right through there.
Take it from me, it isn't easy. Oh, almost! Yet these girls, who both started as soccer players, make it look that way and hope to give other girls a leg up in the sport.
If you want to go out for it, then just go right ahead. Don't be scared. To go for it. I mean, just to try it. You just have to go out there and give it your all. And if it's what you're supposed to do, then it's what you're supposed to do.
Well, we thought you guys would get a kick out of that story, and we always get a kick out of your comments on our blog. So we hope you will go there. Tell us what you think of this story, what you think of girls playing a traditionally guys sport. We're going to look forward to your comments and look forward to seeing you next Monday when CNN Student News returns.